Welcome to today's video as we are going to unpack the coolest tools and resources for cloud developers. My name is Lei Sawe, a cloud engineer and an AWS community builder. AWS has a giant toy box for developers. It offers over 200 fully featured services across computing, storage, databases, networking, analytics, machine learning, security, and more. For developers, this extensive ecosystem provides solutions for virtually any cloud computing need, from simple storage solutions to complex AI applications. The platform supports both beginner with user-friendly interfaces and documentation, as well as for experienced developers who need advanced capabilities and fine-grained to control. So we have a very giant toolbox that we are going to look at, focusing on AWS developer tools. The first one is AWS CLI, the command line. The command line is the unified tool to manage AWS services through a command line interface. It allows developers to automate repetitive tasks through scripts, like creating multiple S3 buckets, perform batch operations that will be time consuming in the console, create maintenance scripts for regular tasks, control virtually every aspect of AWS services using simple commands. The CLI also enables you a more advanced usage through support for parameter files, allowing complex configurations for CI/CD integration, which can also be cooperated with Jenkins, GitHub Actions, and other platforms to automate your cloud deployments. And the next tool is AWS SDKs and toolkits. AWS provides software development kits in numerous programming languages, Python's Boto 3, JavaScript, Java, etc., which abstracts the underlying API calls, letting developers interact with AWS resources using familiar language constructs. For example, in Python Boto 3, you can create a S3 bucket with just a few lines of code. The IDE toolkits go beyond this by providing visual interfaces for AWS resources, code completion, templates, local debugging, and one-click deployments for various services. The next one is AWS CloudFormation. CloudFormation enables infrastructure as code, allowing entire AWS environments to be defined in template files. These templates can provision everything from simple S3 buckets to complex multi-tier applications. You can create reproducible environments, development, testing, production, version control for your infrastructure alongside application code, implement complex dependencies between resources. For example, a single CloudFormation template could set up a complete web application environment with VPCs, EC2, your load balancer, your databases, security group and IAM roles, and auto-scaling policies. So also CloudFormation provides a drift detection to identify when manual changes have been made outside the template, helping you maintain infrastructure consistency and rollback capabilities. The next tool is AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda represents the serverless computing paradigm where you focus on code while AWS handles all the server provisioning, maintenance, and scaling. So basically the top tier serverless service for AWS. Lambda functions automatically to automatically scale from a few requests per day to thousands per second. It supports Python 3, Node.js, Java, Go, .NET, Ruby, and all other custom runtimes. And it integrates with other 140 AWS services and SaaS applications. Lambda is particularly effective for event-driven processing, responding to S3 uploads, DynamoDB changes, real-time file processing or data transformations, backend APIs when paired with API gateways, schedule tasks without dedicated servers. Paper execution models means that you are only charged for the compute time uh, you consume down to the millisecond, and with no charges when your code isn't. The next one is AWS code pipeline and AWS code build. These services perform the backbone of AWS native CI/CD offering. So code pipeline creates end-to-end delivery workflow from source to production, supports various deployment strategies, blue, green, canary, etc. Provides visual workflow editors and status monitoring, allows custom approval stages and quality gates. And code build eliminates the need to provision and manage build servers, scales automatically to handle parallel builds, and provides pre-configured environments for popular languages, creates custom build environments using Docker containers, offers detailed reports on build performance and test results. Together, they enable completely automated software delivery pipelines that you can deploy both application code and infrastructure changes as with code. It integrates with GitHub, Gitbucket, and GitLab. Unfortunately, the AWS offering for Git was discontinuing, so you can use the third-party ones. The next toolkit we are going to focus on is AWS Amplify. AWS Amplify is a comprehensive solution for full-stack application that provides authentication with features like social sign-in, MFAs, fine-grained access control, GraphQL, REST API creation with automatic CRUD operations, storage solutions for user-generated content, analytics for user behavior, PubSub messaging for real-time applications. For front-end developers, Amplifies offers zero configuration hosting with global CDN, preview deployments for pull request, custom domain with PSSL certificates, built-in monitoring, and real-time logging. So it works with React, Angular, and JavaScript Vue, built-in CI/CD for front-end application. So Amazon CloudWatch serves as a centralized monitoring and observability service for your AWS resources. So basically collects standard metrics from virtually all AWS services, captures custom metrics from your applications, consolidates logs from EC2 instances, Lambda functions, and more, creates composite metrics and mathematical transformations, sets alarms based on static thresholds on anomaly detection. CloudWatch provides visualization through customizable dashboards, automatic dashboards, and time shift comparisons. The in-alarm capabilities can trigger auto-scaling actions, EC2 actions like reboot and terminate, SNS notifications through emails, SMS, etc., system manager automations, and Lambda functions for custom mediations. And the next point is AWS, the developer documentation and training. We have various, AWS offers various documentation beyond the basic reference materials, detailed tutorials and walkthroughs, sample application code and examples, architecture diagrams and best practices, comprehensive API tools. So basically, you can access various learning resources with the AWS training, and also you can technical white papers for in-depth understanding, uh, workshop studios, well-architected framework. So basically, everything for your reference in one point. Also certifications, you can access all the certification, I think right now at 13. Yeah. And next point is the AWS community and open source. The AWS community offers invaluable real-world insights, like AWS forums, repost for knowledge and sharing, local user groups and meetups, annual events like reInvent, regional summits. AWS offers various open source through contributions like Kubernetes and Linux, OpenSearch, CDK. And lastly, we have the AWS Community Builder program that recognizes and supports AWS community contributions. And the last point is the AWS free tier, which makes learning and experimentation accessible. It's We have like various tiers, like the always free offerings and free tier allocations, like 750 hours for T2 micro EC2 instances, 5 GB for S3, 25 GB for DynamoDB, or 25 units of read and write, 1 million free requests for Lambda, and 400,000 GB for seconds for computing. So basically, it's perfect for your learning and prototyping, and great for helping for small scale projects. So thank you. That's all. That's all for the AWS various toolbox. As I said earlier, there are over 200 services. This is just a small drop in the bucket. So thank you. My name is Lewis. I will see you in the next one.